Hello, am I here? If someone could just type in the chat, say they can hear me, that'd be wonderful. My internet connection decided to go down 3 times. Ah, there we go. Yep, okay, excellent, thank you. Now, as you can see, my screen looks a little different here because of another issue unrelated to my internet issue is I don't have a rhythmic connection tonight. I gotta wait till Earn the Trade support comes in to get me back online, so uh, I can't connect to NinjaTrader. So I cannot trade the gauntlet right now. So for tonight, we're trading on the paper trading on uh, TradingView. So that's okay. TradingView has a very good paper trading, and even though it won't count for the gauntlet, it's okay. I already started trading before my internet was going down. For some reason, I mean, I did a copper trade. It should have went to profit target. Did go to profit target, but it didn't fill at the profit target and then pull back. So I got out for $125. You can actually, in paper trading on here, you can actually put commissions in. So I put the commissions in. So you can see I already had one good trade for the night. Here's the history of it. If I scroll down, see the buy here and the sell. And it canceled the I canceled the stop orders and the profit taking orders. Shut off the background music. Is it too loud or do you want it totally gone? Okay, there you go. So I missed another entry on copper dealing with those internet issues. We'll mark it off. Get rid of this history. Seems like most people prefer having background music to deal with the dead time when uh, there's no talking going on. I watched some other streamers over the weekend and spent like 3 hours working on how to put in background music. Yeah, I looked at it. Connect. Oh yeah, connect. Let's try it. The only thing I don't like about this is it takes away my chart space some by having these order panels and all. My gold charts are all messed up because I was trying out some different indicators. Oops. Connect. Connect. Move this down some. Move this over some. And okay, I think we're good to go now. So let's see here. Internet issues, connection issues, all this fun stuff. Gonna watch. Just not having a connection to the gauntlet, and copper's just gonna probably give me 20 good trades. So let's look at the other markets. I can blow these up. I can, while we don't have a trade in place, I can actually put this down. We from the NFP report on Friday, it slowly went down, pulled back, but finished the day down, and it's continued its downward trend. Down at 43.58. These yellow lines were the highs and lows of Friday. Let's do a quick gander here. Let's see, looking for next resistance points here. Looks like about here was one, 21. And I should say support. Going down support, going up resistance. There, about. And then all the way down here. So 43.35, 43.21, 42.96 are important areas. We're well away from all of those. We just bounced off the Bollinger Band here and back up. So our low right now, which is another one we should plot out, is right there at 43.52.25. We bounced up. Yeah, my rhythmic issue isn't a system-wide issue. My rhythmic issue is a snafu with my earn a trade account. It's just I need the earn a trade support to fix it. Okay, so far we have a trending downward market. I'm gonna go 2 for 2 on trades on would-be trades with copper. I've been looking at platinum. Oh, that chart just looks ugly right now. I need to fix that. I don't even remember what I was testing out. This is something interesting I do want to test more out. As a squeeze momentum indicator. What all do I have on here? Okay, getting rid of this because I have no idea how to read that. I'm just gonna make this disappear. Oh, I move this down. Is this Keltner channels? Is that what this is? Yes, it is, and I haven't messed with that, so we can get rid of that. Okay. So far, gold. Big move down here. Uh, Full move was 53 ticks down before bounce up. Broke Friday's lows easily, but is now back above them. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the good spots on platinum. I think I've gotten something figured out. But platinum might not be, I can't tell how liquid something is right now with only being on trading. I mean, I can look at volume profile, actually, I could. But I'm trying to do one by one. I mean, no, 2 by 1. Let's see what kind of volume we have right now. 9, 23. Yeah, in the evening it's kind of illiquid. But it seems like overnight and during the day, it can do some pretty good, nice moves. I lost the window. There we go. So, did everyone enjoy their weekend today? Or this weekend, I should say, not just today, but the weekend? Bleeding out in the Russell and the Dow. All four indices still heading downward-ish. Yeah, yeah. Platinum, I mean, I noticed that it's kind of illiquid when I was charting it today. Like, here it doesn't even, there's spots that it doesn't even register a candle at times in the evening. But you see, overnight, you can see, overnight it seems like it does pretty decent. So it seems to come alive midnight-ish my time, 1 o'clock, probably, as Europe's coming online. You can check the volume here. I mean, it's still not great. I have to see what kind of fills I get to actually play with it. During the morning, I mean, I like the moves, but if you can't get filled, then, or if you have to mark it in and get like 5 ticks of slippage, then it won't be worth it. Yeah, here in the mornings, oh wow, even in the mornings there's not much. But maybe this might not even be worth plotting. We'll check it out. Uh, Once I have a rhythmic connection, we'll go on testing like we were testing natural gas the other day. Hey, where's my natural gas chart? Oh crap. Coin, yes, gold, oil, treasury, gas and oil. There we go. Knew I was missing a chart. Load, load, load. I'm still slow. Let's check speed test. It's not the speeds I normally get, but it's not horrible. Upload speed's down a little bit as well. So, oops. Okay. We were checking natural gas the other day in the last stream. Get away with, get away with that. That's just sideways. Oil boomed a little bit at the start, now it's sideways, actually trending downward. About looks like it's trying to break back below its opening. Bonds. Bonds are probably also very light right now on the, yeah, they're very light on volume as well. We're also dealing with the fact that tomorrow's a holiday in both United States and Canada, and while it's a trading holiday, there's no restrictions on trading. I think, a lot of firms probably have tomorrow off, so I think the volume throughout this whole trading day is going to be lower. Canada celebrates Thanksgiving tomorrow. But don't forget that today is also National Angel Food Cake Day. So, oh, so let's see here. We actually never did reach the profit target on this copper trade yet. It's pulling back now. Now I'm not. Again, I wasn't in. This is when my internet decided to be stupid. Thank you, Comcast. Let's see how far we get. We got to within 85%. So I'm still debating whether or not I want to start moving my profit target up when it's at a certain level, or if I want to leave it there, because I keep losing lots of money in trades when it pulls back and then goes my way. So I'm still trying to decide. Right now, the way that's set up, that would have got me like 4 ticks of profit if it pulls all the way back. Hey, Rich, how you doing? How's your weekend? Thank you for joining me on this wonderful Sunday evening. Give me 1 second here as I'm trying to mess with something on my phone. Is everyone still seeing me okay? I'm doing a test connection. It keeps wanting to swirl, so I don't know if it's me or... Wow, 2 birthday parties? Did you at least get some cake? Okay, what's copper doing? Oh, wow. Big opposite move on copper. It's kind of did to me the other day when it stopped me out. That's a 17 tick big candle. What are the other metals doing? Oh, other metals also, well, they're at 9 o'clock. Gold, 15 ticks up, hit the third band, pulled back, and now trying to push back up. Okay, thanks DWT. Not sure why this doesn't want to go my way here. Gotta love technology sometimes. Gotta love it. Crude oil pushing up again. Natural gas not. Good. I'm glad you got cake. That's the most important part of the birthday party. So gold actually gave us a buy signal way, well, buy signal on the 5 minute way back here. Probably would have stopped us out here, but let's see. At 1800, I hate dealing with these smaller charts with the... Don't know if you were tuning in from the start, Rich, but I'm paper trading off TradingView tonight because my Rhythmic isn't connecting. So that's why you see me actually having a trading stuff up on the TradingView chart. Just will stop me out. Oops. So, and no buy signal to re-enter. So we could have done back on the 1 minute. 1 minute, yeah, right there. That would have been good. That would be a good signal. Go back to the 2 minute. Let's just go. How is NQ YMES looking? NQ and Y, they trending downward since open. The S&P had a huge move downward a little after 7:30. 8 point candle. It's kind of curled back up a little bit since it's meeting the SMA line. Nasdaq kind of hugging, kind of sideways for the last 20 minutes or so. Yeah, I'm hoping that tomorrow morning, once I get up and earn the trades in the office, I can get it all going again. They come in, I think, like at 1 a.m. I don't plan on being awake then. But hopefully then by tomorrow I'll be back onto the gauntlet. Sunday night so far, I'm starting to think maybe I need to come on right as on open at Sunday night, because that seems to be some decent action right at open on Sunday nights, evenings, whatever. Copper pulled back after that big run. I could have entered here, but I had a feeling after that big run up it was going to pull back first. I think it's going to pull back and then bounce off the SMA and then go back up, kind of like what gold's doing here. Although gold's pulling back too now, but we'll see. Copper's above both the 200 EMA and the 20 SMA, or it was. So we'll see if it bounces. Hello, Big Droop. Am I on pace to pass it? I'm not going to pass it in the 15 days like I originally hoped, but my goal is now to make sure to have it pass by the end of October, if not before. It's kind of interesting. This copper trade that I said I missed, it went 85% of my profit goal, but look at this. It actually, a big move up would not have stopped me out if I had been in this trade. I would still be in this trade and almost at break even. Is it going to be within the 30 days? Maybe. I would need to look. It's a good question. I need to look at that and see. It's I believe today would have been my 15th trading day, so I have about 7 more trading days before the renewal. And I mean, yes, you don't if you don't have to pay for a second month of the gauntlet. You don't want to have to. You want to do it as shortly as possible. But if you're going to try rushing, where you're gonna make mistakes trading by by trying to force trades or enter things that you wouldn't normally enter because you're trying to rush to get this done, and you end up blowing the account, it's not worth it. Just work slower toward the extra month if you have to. It's better to do that than ending up having to pay a reset fee plus the next month. Wrong chart. Here we go. So we got a buy signal on crude oil. Yeah, that's what it is. Minute 30 on this. It's above the 20 period SMA. It's into the Bollinger Bands on the 2 minute, but it's not quite there on the 5. So we'll watch that. Pushing up. It's pushing up toward yesterday's highs again, or Friday's highs, I mean. So about 16 ticks away from Friday's highs, which it breached once right at, a little bit after open and then pulled back. So we'll see whether or not we're going to get in this trade. I need to hit, see, we set a 16-point profit target, a 12-point stop loss. Now the one problem or risk, not risk, one issue with paper trading on TradingView, you can't do any type of trailing stops or any type of fancy, when it hits a certain level it starts trailing by 2 or anything. So it's just a plain stop loss, take profit. My favorite thing to trade is copper, as weird as that is. But no, I look at, I'm willing to trade everything that you see on here, which is, except for the Dow. I don't trade the Dow anymore for whatever reason, because it's almost similar to the other three. The Russell, NASDAQ, I only trade micro NASDAQ if I trade NASDAQ. The S&P, copper, gold, platinum, gold. I'm looking at platinum. I haven't actually traded it yet. Oil, natural gas, and the bonds, UB and ZB. Okay, we are going to buy 2. What did I say? 2. Buy 1. Okay, buy 1. Crude, it's pulling back a bit, but we're going to get it in. It's sim anyway. So let's move our trading panel up. You can see my position there. You want Canadian Futures Trader YouTube? Is that what you're asking for, Dobby? Got signals on the ES. Now, what's nice about paper trading on TradingView is I can move out. You can see all my positions down here. Give me 1 second. There you go. So we're down now 2 ticks on oil. Looks like, I don't know what that sound was. I just heard a sound. What was that sound? I have no idea. Okay. You're welcome. So curling up on the indices. You see NASDAQ heading toward the SMA line. S&P has actually breached the SMA on the 5-minute and approaching in a 2-minute. I am expecting a buy signal here on the S&P here shortly. I'm probably on both. Now, my only concern here with the ES is that we're in the bands, and the bands are curling downwards. We're going toward a squeeze here, it looks like. So most likely this is going to pull back here some. It might continue this momentum up, but I think it's going to go sideways here for a little bit, at least until we can see the bands start squeezing back out. Ah, thank you. Thank you for following. Oh yeah, there it is. I must have recently acted. I'm using Restream now so I can uh, stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And I don't think I had that sound on before when someone followed. I think Restream turned it on. So it's good. I like hearing that. Still only a 3 tick backwards move so far on our entry on crude oil here. We're still about 15 ticks away from the previous highs, which is probably will act as a resistance, somewhat of a resistance point. So we'll see whether it continues to push up or if this is a pullback. Nothing huge right now. Oh, there we go. There's crude moving now. So now we're up 4 ticks in the profit, 7 ticks in the profit. It blew through Friday's highs easily here. We're going to watch it again here because then it topped out not much further above. Where this is 09 and it went up to 26, so 15 above. So that was a decent amount, but then pulled back. So we're going to see. I had the profit target at 16, but if it struggles here at this line, we'll cut it early. Hey, my Nightbot's working too. Getting everything going on this channel. Try to make it look better. So we see this pullback. This has been a very bipolar trade. I entered here, went 85% into my profit. Went here, come with 2 ticks within my stop loss, and is now back to exactly where I started at. That one's not shown down here because I didn't actually take that one because I was having an internet issue at the time. So okay, here we are. Now we just seen this bop up against the resistance level here like twice. We're at $100 in profit, 110 in profit as it rests against. It keeps pulling back from that area and trying to get through. 120 in the profit. Going, going. And it's 79.96. So it needs to get only 3 ticks above that resistance line to hit our profit target. But again, it's pulling back. It's bumped up against it like 4 times now in this candle. Probably if we go to the 1 minute, see it's bumped it here at least a couple of times. Good morning. How are you today? How was your weekend? Do anything fun and exciting? So pulling back here, 90, 80. So I'm thinking about cutting this. This might be where it tops out at this resistance point. We still have 2.5 minutes on this candle, so we'll kind of watch, see what it does. If it goes back to 50, though, I'll cut it for a $50 profit. Check what copper's doing. Copper, big move back up. Now back to within 4 ticks of my stop there, or what would have been my stop if I was in this trade. Gold seems to be continuing its slow grind up. Okay, looks like crude is pulling back. Close this trade here if it pulls back anymore. Oh, there we go. Yeah, right as I was about to start the stream, the internet decided to go out on me. And it was just like, now really? Nothing wants to go right today. I don't have a rhythmic connection, so I'm paper trading on TradingView for this stream. Internet wants to go in and out. And of course, I'm probably going to win every trade because I'm on paper trading on TradingView instead of in my Gauntlet account. But you know what? I'm just happy to be here, happy to be trading, happy to be doing the stream. Things will work out. Trying to be more positive. Let's see. There's our buy signal in the ES. Like I said, and you see now it has the. We were here when I said about that, and it's now moved the band some. So this has a minute 43 on it as well. Let's quickly activate our profit target, stop loss, 16, 12. ES I'm still not real good at finding a good profit target at the slower times of day. Okay, that's still going. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna close this crude trade, $60. So I set up this paper trading account today. I've taken 2 trades on it now. That copper trade and an oil trade. And so far I'm up $174.90. I even have commissions figured in on this. We'll see if this would have continued to go back up. We'll see if this was just a pullback. But the only reason I pulled it and not just let it go is because of this resistance area. So ES, that's what we're looking at. Okay, 35 seconds on this. Oh, buy signal went away. As always, for everyone joining me, always feel free to say hello in the chat. Tell me what you're doing. Are you trading? Are you just watching? Are you paper trading? Are you trading in some sort of evaluation for some company somewhere somehow? Uh, Always feel free to leave suggestions or comments or statements or insults or whatever. Okay, so we'll go back and wait for the next signal on the ES. Yeah, quick look at the agriculture products, which I really don't trade, but I keep an eye on. Corn bled out, and so does soybean oil. Also, they both bled out on Friday and kind of sideways now since they opened. They only opened 25 minutes ago. ES still trying to flirt with a signal here. Gold, notice gold's approaching its 200 SMA. I mean, sorry, 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart. It's also hit another possible resistance point here where it topped out 25 minutes ago. It just bumped that same level again and pulled back. Let's see something. 58.4, 58.2, 58.2. So actually, it actually got 2 ticks above back here on the first candle since at the open. So this is definitely an area between 58.2, 58.4 is the resistance point. So if you were thinking of getting into this trade because you see it starting to go up, you want to wait till you see it breaks this and want to really at this point probably break the EMA. I'm just doing earn the trade. I'm only doing one right now. Once I've earned the trade funded, then I'll look at a second account. It's probably either going to be Apex or UProfit. Buy signal back on the S&P. Minute and 30-ish to go. So we'll watch this. just a sliver. So this whole candle's only been gone up uh, one tick. Now two ticks. Oh, now there's three ticks. So it definitely has very slight momentum. Volume's slow, only 160. So we're gonna go in with I'm sorry, one contract. I mean, I'm on a sim now, and I mean, I could go wild. I could enter in 100 contracts if I wanted to. There we go. Wait a minute. Oh, oops. Okay, somehow I reversed my 5 minute, my 2 minute chart. Normally I wait for a signal on a 5 minute chart. And my 5 minute chart's usually on the top, like here. Somehow I reversed them, and I'm not sure how. So I would not have actually entered here, but we'll see what happens anyway. NQ. NQ now also sending a buy signal in the 2 minute. You can see in the 5 minute chart, it's actually giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight green candles. Although all small green candles, they do add up. So we're 2 ticks in the profit, 3 ticks in the profit here. Can I change the color? That's really dark. So, let's see. Trading settings. Probably I can't change the color. Appearance? Maybe that's where I can change it. No? Oh, don't see it. Oh, apparently not. Anyway, we're already up 4 ticks in the profit, 1 point. I don't remember what I saw. An alert come. Oh, what was that? RTY. Okay. Russell. Everything's starting to move up. Russell, Dow, so on and so forth. We'll watch this ES trade, see what it does. Six ticks in the profit now, $75. Follow the profit and loss down here. Should find a way to mark my cursor better so you can follow it, but we'll figure that out too. What does this do? Oh, don't want to do that. All right. Oops. What did I do now? There we go. Okay, we're now 2 points in the profit, $100. We're looking for 4 points. Is it a good trade so far? Now 10 ticks in the profit, $125. See that the NQ is also moving up. Since its buy signal on the 2-minute chart, it's gone up 36.50 to 42, 5.5 points. There's that buy signal I was waiting for on the 5-minute chart. It's actually, I mean, this time entering on the 2-minute chart was actually better. Oh, we hit my profit target. I didn't realize it. There we go. So look at that. History. I think I can blow this up. There we go. So here is my let's just go to filled. This is my copper trade from earlier. Buy at 427.25 and I exited at 427.75. It would have hit my profit target, but it didn't fill at the profit target for whatever reason. And here is the $60 on crude oil. And then here, this was a $200 trade, 4 points on the ES. Started this account tonight at $100,000 even. And so we made $370.86. This is even taking out commissions. So that's our profit so far. 3 trades I've taken since open 2.5 hours ago. 370 bucks. Oops. So let's look for the next one. Told you I'm going to win every trade tonight since I'm not on the gauntlet. Just how good. Whoa. So this trade would have ended up being a stop out there. But it actually, I mean, it gave me this buy signal here, which is where I would have gotten in. So where was that? 1910. That went all the way back. That went all the way there? Really? Hold on a minute. 1910. This is 1905, 1906, 1908. So I wouldn't have gotten in there. I was already pulled back. I would have waited for here, about the spot I got stopped out, and I would have re-entered. So let's see. That would have also reached profit target. So far, everything's moving very smoothly tonight. It's interesting that, you know, there's the buy signal now on NASDAQ. It's kind of coming and going. You know, it's interesting because these are kind of running the same path. But the buy signal is coming later on the NASDAQ. This will be interesting. We're going to go with the, because I'm following the 5-minute. So we're going to get in on a NASDAQ trade then too. NASDAQ. 15 points is 60 ticks. Stop loss 10 points or 40 ticks. There we go. We'll watch to see whether or not that continues. Copper breaking my heart. So we see, if you can see here, this is that gold we were looking at earlier. It's hit this resistance point 3 times. I mean, boom, boom, boom. And rejected all 3 times so far. Crude did get above, so I should have stayed in that trade. That was a bad decision on my part. If I had stayed in that trade, this would have went to my profit target easily. So I managed that trade badly. That was just a pullback. I shouldn't say badly. We were at a resistance point, and maybe the way to play that trade was to put the profit target at the resistance point, take the profit, and then once it busted through, get back in on this candle. We'll see what that does. You know, get back in on this candle and then see if it continued to go. If I had taken the profit right on the line when it hit it here or here, that would have been, I think, $110 or $120 instead of the $50 that I got. So it's slightly badly managed. Bonds has sent a sell signal. Kind of missed it, but it's basically at where it was. So let's take profit on that. We'll do an 8 tick by 5 tick stop loss. I mean, not take a profit. We'll take a trade on that. Order sent there. Looks like we got one tick of slippage. Let me move this up. Let me find the point. One tick, two. Ooh, must have got 2 ticks of slippage there. Got filled at 1808 and it's saying 1807. Not sure. It seems a little off. We'll see what happens. NASDAQ. We have 10 seconds left on this candle. Indices are looking strong now. Taking the trade on the NASDAQ as well. Oh, you know what? I think I screwed up that trade on the bonds. Did I screw up that trade on the bonds? I screwed up that trade on the bonds. That's why we're negative. I bought instead of sold. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, we're going to need to exit out of this bond trade. So we're going to take a $62 loss on the bonds because I entered the wrong direction. That was just my mistake. I forgot with this platform. NASDAQ. We're up $40 on the NASDAQ. 90. Nice. We have a 15-point profit target. Although, I might cut that short. As you can see, we're moving up toward bands that are slightly downtrending. So there's a good chance it's going to bounce off these bands here. But we'll see. Right now, it does have some strength. Also, the fact that we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, this is a doji, so almost 8 candles in a row. Green candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green candles in a row. It's very rare to see that many in a row, so you might get a pullback. And this might be the pullback. We were $90 in the profit. We're now only $5 in the profit. Everyone in chat got quiet. Please remember, if you're on YouTube, to hit the like button and also subscribe. If you're on Twitch, please hit the follow button. Keep getting mixed up. I do appreciate. I appreciate you spending your time on a Sunday evening with me. So this is pulling back now. We'll see if this ends up pulling back. We'll give it room to breathe. Let's mark it off. I entered this candle here, which is at 1940, so let's put it, was here. Setting, 60, 40. There we go. That's marked off. It's definitely pulling back. Excuse me. Crude has pulled back now to that same resistance line, which might be providing support now. Be interesting to see whether or not it again falls back like it did when at the open when it came up here looked strength, strong and solid, and then pull back before making the second run. Might be, interesting if to put a order in at like 80.23, which is the previous high from that opening run. Put a buy limit order there. I think I could do that. I'm not 100% sure, but let's try that. We can use a DOM. Oh, nope, I entered that trade. Apparently I did it wrong. Okay. So we're in long. Let's see what happens. I need to figure out how to use the DOM here. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. So now I'm down both things. Really didn't want to take this trade on crude. In fact, I don't even think it entered in profit. I mean, profit target and stop loss. So we'll see how it goes. NQ did pull back. Now moving back upwards. We have a resistance point. What is this resist? Oh wait, that's S&P. Never mind. So let's look at the NQ chart. See if there's any resistance points. Oh, well, not really until Friday's high. I believe this was a high, right? No, Friday's low. Okay, sorry, Friday's low. So we're below Friday's low. I knew that. And so that could be a resistance area. Excuse me. Also, kind of this area right here could also be in resistance. That's where it tried to come up before and got beaten down again. That's still about 12 points away. So bond trade, accidental long on the bond trade, I should have stayed in because I would have ended up getting out for break even instead of taking that $62 loss. In case you're just joining me, the reason I'm trading on the paper trading on TradingView is because right now my Rithmic login is not working on Earn a Trade. It'll be fixed tomorrow, hopefully. So I should be. My next stream is Tuesday morning. So hopefully everything will be peachy by then. So copper did end up reaching that profit target. So far tonight will be two of three on copper. Gold did reject off that and now pulling back. Both open trades are in profit right now. And excuse me, losing my voice. NQ pushing up just slightly. Not that normal NQ whipsaw we often see. And as you can see on NQ, I mean, if you're going to trade NQ, this is the time of night to do it when it's not going absolutely bonkers. It definitely provided some opportunities. I mean, if you played the open, played the break of this SMA line, gotten it on this here at 14.802, and followed it down, and even if you got out here, you would have gotten a 30-point win. That's $600. If you decide to just follow it all the way down and say got out at the close of this candle after it wicked down and just then came back up close of this candle. Wow, that's actually bigger than I thought. 82 to 20, so $6,000 than $1,200. That's just $1,200 right here. 1,200 bucks in hour 20 minutes. NQ is kind of just, excuse me, stagnant a little bit, but still showing some upwards momentum. Crude, that accidental trade I got into, worth $30 in the profit. Still 5 ticks away from that previous high. And, well, yeah, 5 ticks away from that previous high. And it's still 14 ticks away from the high since the open. So everything's just kind of hugging these little areas right now. NQ isn't deciding, can't decide what it wants to do. It might be going to a range. See now, and I'm, all weekend I've been fighting, trying to evaluate whether or not going off the 2-minute chart sometimes is better. If we had entered on this 2-minute chart like we did here on the ES, we would have gotten in here 736.50, and we're currently sitting at 1450. So that been 14 points, and we would have got up higher. So we would have hit our profit goal getting in on this buy signal here. So I'm trying to figure out what the happy medium is between getting in on the 5 or getting in on the 2. The problem with the 2-minute is it does send a few more false signals. If we look at, let's blow this chart up. This is the 2-minute, right? Yeah. See, I mean, that's a false signal there. Really? Oh. Kind of a false signal there. 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 There, but that one was obvious because it broke the bands. See here, this one would have been better, earlier entry. So, I mean, it's like a trade-off, and I need to figure out which one's better. I mean, I could set the 5-minute. This bot does have the ability to adjust its sensitivity. I'm at one of the most conservative settings, but if I put it back to like 1.6, it would have gotten in 1 tick early, or 1 candle early. 1.2, I mean 2 more, so that would have been better. But then you get more signals. Let me give you an example here. Close this. Let's blow this chart. Oh, I already did blow this chart up. Let me just do this. Okay, you can see the various buys and sells. Let me do this. Watch how many more form. See how many more form? So a lot of these end up being false signals. So you end up, trying to figure out which ones are good and which ones aren't. And unfortunately, I just don't have the time to do a constant evaluation. If I could not have to work my day work stuff, then just spend time evaluating charts, which I would love. Quite honestly, I would love to be able to just evaluate charts for 8 hours a day. But then I could, then I could probably figure out what's best. I love data analysis. I always have. So copper now pulling back. It's interesting. It exhausted right at our profit target and has pulled back to the SMA line here. This would have been actually, it didn't go up to the third band, which is what I listened to. But I mean, almost hit the third band here. And from there, I mean, it hit a high of 428.50. It's pulled back to 427.70. So that will almost be profit target for me if I was in that, if I had played that reversal. See, it's nowhere near its highs or its lows from Friday. It's got plenty of room to go either way. So let's check our malign trades here. So the trade I got into accidentally is working very well. Meanwhile, the NQ trade is not working so well. It's pulling back, getting close. Oops, that's the S&P again. Let's move this. It's just, I mean, it's kind of sideways. It's gotten back to the SMA line on the 2-minute. A 10 point uh, stop loss on the NASDAQ is $200. So we're about halfway there right now. We hit our stop loss on the NASDAQ. So, we're back down to $113 on the night. Now, 62 of that was lost because I entered the trade the wrong direction on the bonds. So, and I wouldn't have done that on NinjaTrader. So we can add $62 to that. We should be at $175 right now. Check our, looks like this is, so if you look at this did come up to this resistance point and bounced. Or just, it came within one tick of that resistance point and bounced off. Back down. We're only $10 in the profit on this trade. Be interesting to see how far it bounces. If it comes back up toward that resistance point, that high of this previous candle, I'll probably, oh, well, there it went. It won quick movement. We're at $40 in profit now. Now, part of me thinks that we can just exit here and then get back in after it gets through this resistance. But on the other side of the coin is, we're $40 in the profit. It's not that big of a deal. So let's see what it does. It's a sim account anyway, so Matt, you try and trade sim like it was my real gauntlet account and whatnot. Because if you not, you get into bad habits, But for entertainment value, we'll watch it. Copper, definitely pulling back. Probably gonna soon get a sell. We got one on the 2-minute. Gold still pulling back. S&P has met the SMA by going flat on it. Bonds are sideways. So back to this. So it's back up to that resistance point. If I was on my Gauntlet account, I would probably close this trade now, take the $50, and then get back in on the other side. I don't know what it's telling me there. So we'll watch it. Riveting, riveting, riveting. There we go. Well, it just broke through it hard. 160. Oh, we're right on the 9 o'clock hour. So let's take that profit right there. Close that trade for $160. So we're back up now to 281.24. Add on that 60 from that mistaken trade, and we're at $342 on the day. And I believe we're, how many trades is that now? So win, loss, loss. This is the loss of on the bonds. The Nasdaq lost. The win on the ES. The win on crude. The win on copper. So we're 4 for 5 or 4 for 6 if you want to count that bond trade I entered in accidentally. Now this is set a new high for the day, and it's actually, this is setting, this is the daily chart, and those yellow lines are going to get in the way here, but what do you see this, guys? We're going back in time, back in time, back in time, back in time. Time machine, time machine, time machine. Wow. Time machine, time machine. Where's Marty McFly when you need him? Maybe we're getting close. Yes, we are. Last time we were this high on oil, right there. November 10th, 2014. So almost 7 years ago was the last time oil was this high. So we have no resistance points to reference at this point. At this point, it's going higher than it's been in a long, long time. Back then, let's see. In June of 14, we had a high of 107.68. Try to see if I can do this quicker. And then in August of 2013, 112.24. And then way back, that's only 110. Let's see, do we have anything else? $114 back on in April of 2011. So these are that's where we're at now. We're at highs we haven't seen in 6-7 years. So no reference on resistance points at this point, except for maybe levels people are seeing with tools I don't use, Fibonacci, whatever's, and all that. Pull back, so we got out of that trade at the right time. We got out at 30, and it's hanging right around that point now. So I mean, we could have got another 10 ticks out of it. Ooh, holy crap. Well, copper just dropped 30 some ticks through the Bollinger Bands on the 2 minute. Pulling back, this could be, I don't know what to say about this. It's not in the bands on the 2 minutes, so we're going to enter a sell here. And remember to actually do the sell. With another quick take profit of 20, stop loss of 15. We have 20 seconds on this candle. I always say never doubt copper. It is pulled back some here off the bands on the 2 minute. I'm gonna kind of wait till I see whether or not it gets a direction here. Big candles down can sometimes result in the next candle being the opposite, a pullback or whatever you want to call it, if it's going upwards or whatever. And right now that's what we're seeing. This is going up 5 ticks. So we'll wait. See, this is a definite big pullback, 8 ticks. So we'll wait until it gets back, if it comes back down to the level of this candle. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. One strategy might be to get in here or the wick. And they're 10 ticks apart. So, that's a $125 difference here. So if you think it is definitely going to continue to go down, if it goes down and it hits this level, 10 ticks is a big deal. Hello, President Dwayne Camacho. Hey, what are you president of? Right now, if you can see, I'm trading off of the trading view. There's a problem with my Rhythmic account, so I can't get into my Gauntlet account right now. That'll be fixed tomorrow, hopefully. I'm not going to get the funded in 15 days like I had hoped, but I am hoping by the end of October at the latest. And the main reason I'm struggling is my own trader psychology. Like, you see all these trades I'm taking right now because I'm on sim, I'm on paper trading, and I wouldn't be being this aggressive even though all my stats say I should be this aggressive. Uh, like 400 right now because I gave back a bunch on Friday when copper decided it didn't like me that day. See if I just took, if I just took the trades, 4,300. But I want to show you why I just need to take the trades. And I'm trying to do two things at once here. So I'm trying to watch this, but this is the spreadsheet I keep. This is last week. Now, as I explained before, I mark off every trade I would have taken. Obviously I can't take trades 22 hours a day. I need to sleep sometimes, so on and so forth. But if I just took all the trades that are available to me, like in copper last week, 45 wins, 27 losses, 495 ticks of profit. So let's just say I would trade 8, 1/3 of the time that available. So 200 ticks, no, 1/3 of 500, 160 ticks is like $2,000. I can get you that stat. Hold on. Hold on. We're getting back in this trade. Then I'll get that stat for you. We are. As soon as I see that candle turn red, see how that went up and now it's pulled back? Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, so it pulled back and then went back up. So we'll keep an eye on that. There we go. Now it's pulling back. Gold. Gold gave a signal while we're watching this. Gold's just looking weird. Okay, so we're approaching that same level again now, coming back down. 2 minute, it really does look sideways here, so we definitely want to see it come down and break these levels. So let's talk about the 17.62%. Now that has no context to it at all. It's, as it says, it's new accounts versus past. So there's no context to those that ended up paying for it 1 month and they decided it wasn't for them. Those that had absolutely no training, thought they could trade and just decided to blow it out and then try. I would love to see what the stats are of people that take 3 to 4 months to really learn how to trade in a simulator before jumping into an evaluation and then take the evaluation versus just all new accounts. That's what I like to see. Because honestly, I mean, the way I did it was totally wrong. I jumped right into an I, as I didn't even know what futures were, and I did a crash course and said, you know what, I could take what I learned so far in stocks, even though I wasn't successful in stocks either. But I thought the whole thing in stocks was the fact that I had to deal with the PDT rule, and I just jumped in to start doing an evaluation on Top Step, and it slapped me. I should have traded in a simulator for 3 to 4 months. I traded in a simulator for 3 to 4 days and said, hey, you know what? I do okay on the simulator. I'm wasting my time by not being in an evaluation. And so that's why I tell people treat it like a college course, a college semester. Take 2 months to learn the material of how to trade from the basics to the advanced. Take a month at least to trade in a simulator based on this and use the same rules that you'll be facing in the evaluation. When you can pass in a simulator based on the same rules you'll be in your evaluation, figure out what evaluation you want to do. If it's 50K, then figure out what its daily loss limit is, its daily, its drawdown limit is, its profit target is, and show that you can do that in a simulator and do it for at least 1 month. If you reach the profit goal in less time than a month, then do it a second time. But trade for a month in a simulator at the very least to prove to yourself you can do it, and then treat the actual evaluation as a final exam. Treat it like a college semester because this is a skill, truly a skill that can benefit you for the rest of your life. And it comes with no student loan debt except for the cost of the evaluation. So CrudeNet is using that as a support point now. You can see it broke through, went up here, and then pulled back. We actually have a sell now on the 5. Now, I'm I'm suspicious of the sell, only because it's coming down to an SMA line. So we have this coming up, and I see this as bouncing here. Now, especially because we've already had one break here. Came back down, tried, then we broke again. So it's going to be interesting to see if it breaks this again. How many times it's going to keep breaking. Now, like I said, we are at highs we haven't seen in 6 years. So you would assume there's going to be more selling pressure here. People that might have been holding on for oil for a long time, those people, the swing traders, or the people that actually invest in oil futures, might be saying, hey, we just reached $80 a barrel, or $80 a contract. I mean, this is my profit target. I bought in when it was $40 a barrel. So 80 was my profit target. This is where I'm going to start selling. So you might be seeing some more selling pressure here as you get above 80. Now we did break that resistance, although we are coming up now on the SMA line. So we're going to hold off. If I was in the gauntlet, I would not enter this trade even though I was getting this sell signal. But we're going to watch it to see whether or not I was right or not. We will mark it off. We still have 2.5 minutes. Let's go back and check, see what gold's doing. Gold sell went away for now. NASDAQ has sent S&P has sent us a sell. And it has broke. Oh, it's 2 minute again. Oh, never mind. Gotta reverse these back. Soybean and corn come back. Natural gas starting its upward trend. Did send a good signal on the 2 minute chart. Sideways of the bonds still. Right now we're flat. No trades on the horizon. Or no trades open. I don't know about the horizon. Could have got in on that ES. No, that's right. That's 2 minute again. I gotta switch those back. You see where still not getting past that point on copper. So following the signal would have been not disaster. Wouldn't have hit our stop out yet. but it would be close. Interesting. Hold on. I want to see something. Surprised natural gas hasn't given us a signal, but that could be because oh, because I had Chenbot turned off. Oops. So that would explain it. It did give us a signal. 11 ticks since there. For anyone still tuning in, please feel free to say hello in the chat. Let me know there's people alive out there. Make any comments, ask any questions. Throw your hands in the air like you're a true player. Okay, crude. Crude's trying to push back up now, kind of bounced off that resistance. I think natural gas are at highs. Well, no. I mean, yeah, on the 6th they hit highs before absolutely just whooshing down. Let's see here. See if we've ever been this high before. Up way back here. Where was this? Let's see. So we haven't been this area of natural gas since February of 2014. And then not since, excuse me, right around where the economy started crashing in '08. Still a long way to go before we get there. But we've definitely been curling up since about April. So it looks like copper's going to try and curl back up here. They get a buy signal on the 2-minute. Russell, buy on the 2. We're already on a buy on that. What's this? So this sell signal would have faked me out. So we're gonna take a we're gonna take a 34 tick, 25 tick. We're gonna take a buy on the Russell based off this buy on the 2 minutes, since we already have a buy on the 5-minute. Oh, buy signal went away. See if it comes back in the next 4 seconds. I don't doubt it. Did come back on the next one, so we'll watch it for 2 more minutes. Copper. Back at the SMA line. The SMA is almost flat. Almost SMA and EMA here is almost completely parallel. So this big move down earlier, right at the top of the hour, is basically just curled back up since. So in retrospect, that could have been a good bounce play. Gold trying to get above whatever this resistance line is. What is that resistance line? Oh, that's right. So gold finally did make it above that resistance line earlier from these where it was breaking these highs. I mean, trying to break these highs and resisting. And it's actually gotten above the SMA line here. You know, in the EMA. I'm sorry again. I keep saying EMA, SMA. I don't know. So I'm gonna set this up. So I'm in a good place to take a long, maybe. This candle here, this was a perfect candle. Take a long, big wick down, and it reversed. Small body, even though the body was red, this was an excellent, excellent example of a reversal candle that would have led from here to where we're at now, $200 in profit. We are going to get into this trade. Probably would not do this on my gauntlet, but hey, for entertainment value, because there's nothing else going on, get in this trade, 16 tick profit target, 12 tick stop loss. See what it does. Looks like we took 1 tick of slippage entering in that trade by market order. Some bounce off the SMA for copper. Russell. It's interesting. The Russell did give us a buy signal, but the next candle opened below the closing price of that last candle. So we'll wait till it gets back up to the closing price of the last candle before we even think about that. Closing price of that last candle was 23.7. It's down at 22.9. So that would have hurt. Must not have a lot of volume right now. Now 29's. So yeah, the Russell's kind of iffy right now. Apparently, I don't think it's showing. It doesn't show me the bid-ask spread. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, the spread's 3 to 4 ticks. So that's something to watch. I try to only get in if it's 2 ticks or less. No need for that slippage. Or I mean, if it's less, I mean, I will use a limit order if I want to get in and there's a high spread. So our gold trade. Did I enter sell? Did I go the wrong way? No, I'm wrong. Okay. I entered the wrong way again. Copper. I'm sorry. Gas. Hit our third Bollinger Band and pulled back. Not big. Not much of a pullback. 7 ticks. Just $70. It's now trying to push back up. Crude sideways. Copper. Indecisive. ES. Sideways-ish. Slight trending downward. Restream logo is kind of annoying, isn't it? So gold now is pulled back on us. See if it uses this EMA line as support or if it's going to break through. This former resistance point might be a support point. We're down 5 ticks right now. So this might, well, let's see. Let's see what crude's doing. Oops, wrong one. Crude. Crude's going kind of sideways. Bounced off the SMA here on the 2-minute though. It's kind of bopping there between 4 and 6 ticks down from our entry point. S&P showing some strength here. Let's check this. This is again on the 2-minute. Are we on a buy on the 5? Yeah, we are. Okay, we'll enter this. Buy. So we're now in the S&P and we're in a gold trade. 1 contract of each. Gas, that was a pullback. Just a 1 candle pullback is now going. Crude's trying to get back above that high earlier. Copper still moving up. Expecting a buy signal here soon. ES pulling back. Gold back in the profit. I almost wish NinjaTrader had more of an interface like this, but with the ability to do automatic trade management like Ninja has. Really like, be able to look at all my charts and my P&L at the same time. So ES pullback, big pullback. Gold, 2 ticks in the profit. And ES, I say big pullback. It pulled back 3 ticks, 4 ticks. It's not a big pullback. Drama. NQ. Trying to also push up. Everything's kind of sideways. You can see they're sticking near our entry points. You know, gold. There's that buy signal on copper I told you about. That I was predicting. It's a good entry right here. Of course, we'll wait till the 5-minute candle. You know, this end of this 5-minute candle. See if it continues to buy. Right now, it's pulling back a little bit. If we get a buy here, because we are up against the bands on the 2-minute, but I don't follow that as much on the 2-minute. Could easily curl up. Nowhere near the bands on the 5. We're above the EMA. I mean, the SMA line, above the EMA line too. So this is a very good entry. Even if you weren't using the bot, you could have used this strong candle above both EMA and SMA lines here as an entry point and gotten in on this candle. You'd already be 5 ticks in the profit. So we'll see. We'll follow this up, see how it goes. Meanwhile, back in Gotham City, our gold trade is 6 ticks in the profit. And moving. Our entry point was 17.59.0, so now we're 8 ticks in the profit. The S&P moving up nicely, but we're in profit on both of our trades now. So let's move back to our gold trade. I don't think I have a trade management. I don't think I have I'm not sure if I put a profit target and stop loss on this trade or not. So I have to watch it. We have curling bands. So this could indicate that we're not going to get much higher here. Bands trying to curl down. So we are just 5 ticks away from that Bollinger Band, third standard deviation. So we'll watch it. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on this candle. Ooh, okay, we just hit the Bollinger Band. Ooh, and snap back. That would have been a good place to close the trade right there. Let's see what it does though. We're at 90, 80, 8 ticks in the profit. It's pushing back up 110 in the profit. So we're going to cut it there. I believe that was 120. Let's look at the history filled. Here it is. We entered at 59. Okay. I thought we were gonna get to 1760.2, but we got one. So that's $110 profit trade. We're now up to 10,385. We still have our ES position open. We're 162 in the profit there. 175. We are just we're 4 ticks away from our profit target, but we are also getting near a Bollinger Band here. So we need to watch this. Let's see. No, 5-minute. We're not getting really near Bollinger Band, but oh, see, I wasn't watching this. Now this was Friday's previous low, so this could have acted as a resistance point, but we've broken through it quite easily. So let's watch. Let's see if it can continue above. Do have the 200 period EMA as well coming up here. That's above our profit target point. We have 25 seconds left to go in this candle. Two ticks away. Let's see if it can get there. Slight pullback. Oh, well, one tick pullback on the start of this candle. One more tick. It's trying. Up, now a little bit of a pullback. High drama. Will it reach the profit target? Will it? It thinks it can. It thinks it can. Oh, pull back now. But time. Remember, this is unusual. Usually trades are more like, kind of like this. Red can, the green can, the red can, a couple greens. A red. As much as it would be nice if they're all like this, it's not how they usually are. Big pullback. And bounce. It bounced off that low from Friday. We'll see what this does. This could very well be the start of a pullback, or it could just be a one candle pullback. Just kind of waiting to see what this does. Nothing else is getting signal. We'll take a quick look. Oh, I missed this signal in copper. That's right, it did give me the signal, but I forgot about it. That's was a huge move up. Now it's kind of doji candling on this next candle. So maybe that was a good thing. We'll watch it. Gold would have continued its move upwards. So I could have stayed in that trade, but I'm happy with what we got. We have crude and natural gas continuing its move up. UB sideways. Soybean oil and corn continuing their moves up. This is the ES trades try to pull back. Looks like maybe we should have taken our profit at 3. But we'll see here. New candle, 5 minutes. 5-minute candle here. We'll see whether or not it pulls back. We're almost back to break even, which kind of breaks my heart because we were $187 in the profit. But giving it some room to roll. Let's make this smaller and see what the NASDAQ. Oh, okay. This is the S&P chart on the 2-minute. You can see it's been pulling back now for about 6 minutes. You don't see that necessarily by looking at the 5-minute chart. The NASDAQ's kind of pulling back as well. So they're in agreement. We'll see. I mean, if you look at if you look at the chart, it's kind of been doing this. You have this big move upwards, then 3 candles back. Big 1 candle up, 3 candles back. So this might just be this pullback might just be before the next leg up. But we'll see. Right now we're back to a break even. You do have the SMA line curling upwards, so short term that's indicating that we are in a slight uptrend. But I have now, unfortunately, I've let this winner turn into a loser at this point. I believe if I, was on NinjaTrader and my trade management would have been, once it hit 3 points, it would have at least allowed me to stop out break even. So we'll see what happens. Big pullback now. That's an uh-oh. We got a buy on the bonds. So we'll look there. Copper did pull back, but now we have a trying to push back up. Yes, We went from being one tick from our profit target to halfway to our stop loss. That's not a good way to manage a trade, just so you know. Platinum's been going up along with gold. I'm sorry, not gold. Let me get gold. Energy's kind of leveling out. Buy signal on the new 5-minute candle on the bond. James Bond. Okay, we are meeting the SMA here. It's about 2 ticks from the SMA, it looks like, I think. Oh, actually 2 points from the SMA. So if it comes down that much further, we're going to stop out. Our entry point is 74.75. The SMA is right at, well, actually, you know what? I don't have to guess. It's at 70.39. So that if it hits our SMA about it's going to knock us out of the trade. So, and Q also is pulled back to the SMA. So we'll see if we get a bounce. I mean, the overall trend yeah, easy for me to say. The overall trends would tend to indicate we're bouncing here and going back up. But we are also still playing around Friday's lows. Pull back on the bonds. So we'll keep watching this ES trade, which is now 9 ticks negative. But now, yeah, now it's starting to really look ugly. Well, let's see. Sometimes trades can look ugly and then become Cinderella. It's kind of hovering here. Still a minute to go on this candle. I'm sure the 2-minute looks a little ugly. 2-minute and the 5-minute kind of looking the same now. Copper. Yep, copper. Yeah, big candle up. Oh, we just hit our stop. We just hit our stop loss on the ES. So we're back down to $233 in profit. Add in that 62 of that accidental trade. Still 285. Not a bad night's work so far. Probably look for 1 or 2 more trades before calling an end to the stream. Probably 10:30ish. Doesn't seem to be a lot of interaction tonight. Like gold's pulling back, platinum's pulling back. Copper. So the S&P definitely, and it's in a sell in that 2 minute. Maybe that's where we should have gotten out. But I usually stay in a trade until it reaches my stop. Sideways now on both gas and oil. No follow through right now on anything. How y'all doing out there? So I could have played this doji candle. This candle here on the 5 minute. That was also, when you get a big move up, especially if it's all one candle, and then you get a doji candle, especially one with a wick that's higher than the lower wick, that's a good reversal sign. We could have got in there, and we would have gotten 40 to 55. We'll be at 17 ticks in the profit now. Could have set our profit target right at the SMA line in case it bounced. I've been a little over $200, $212, I think. Because I bounce around so much to different things, I miss opportunities like that because I'm looking at so many different things. If I just stared at the copper chart all the time, I'll probably try, could have entered there for a reversal off a almost band bounce. That was a good sign that this was coming. I mean, not maybe this, that big red candle, but this. And those are the obvious ones I see here that I might have missed. See, and then here's that possible bounce off the SMA. Still trying to break the SMA. Trying to find one more good trade at least. So we approach 10 o'clock hour. What did I see? I thought I saw something. Oh. Absolutely nothing going on. See if we can find something that might be a fun play that I don't normally take. See if there's anything. Not really. So let's look at the ZS trade that we stopped out on. That's the 2 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. So we got the buy on the 2 minute, which was here, 2032. So we got in here and we broke, but we didn't break enough. Honestly, once this went down below, back down below this line here, I should have taken profit. That was the mistake. I mean, I was right. Okay, there's two mistakes. One or the other. Either A, I should have got out here after it came back down for whatever profit that would have been. It probably would have been like 50 bucks before this flush down that ended up stopping us out. But I said that it was a good chance it was going to bounce off the SMA line. And so far, that's what it's looking like it's trying to do. Here's the SMA. It got down to, all the way down to 43.71. Let's see. Let's look at where it stopped us out at. Stopped us out at 43.71.75. So that means it only stopped us out. It only went 3 more ticks after our stop. So if I would have gave it one more tick, one more point of play, if I would have went below the SMA line uh, for my stop loss, then we might be getting this bounce. We'll see where this bounce goes. But either I should have got out here or I should have gave it room to bounce. I didn't, and because I didn't do either, I ended up taking that $200 loss. There was no shame in taking the profit here after it came back down through this what's been proven to be a resistance area, and then waiting for it, to curl back up. See, or and once it breached here, then maybe get into another trade. Or if it doesn't go back up, as you can see, it's still trying to push down. So if it pushed down and broke that SMA, so we would end up with a bigger loss here if we had kept the stop loss. If we had moved the stop loss to 5 points, it would be $250. Now it hasn't gotten to that. It's still down. Its low is still 43.71, so it's still only 3 ticks. So we'll see whether or not would have hit that new stop loss if I had set it below the SMA line. But again, the best play would have been the guy out here when it came back down and re-breached this support resistance line. So since there's nothing else going on, we can see what this does. Seems like it is trying to now push down. If we had gone one more point, one to below the SMA line, it would have been 43. 71, 70, 75. So right now, yeah, it's at 71, 75. So right now it still has, a point before it goes down to that level. But it's definitely trying to flirt with it. Let's see what it does. See, it's still respecting that SMA line, at least for now yet. Amazing how that works. Now maybe it's trying to breach. Oh, still trying. Got a signal of some sort on the NASDAQ, so let's check that out, see. I have no idea. I don't see it. Sometimes it gives me signals at weird times. So right now, if I had set that new stop loss and gave it room underneath the SMA, we'll be 2 points above that reset stop loss. I would still be a negative in the trade, but would still be in that trade. Gold with a signal. Let's see what. Oh, gold's starting to really head downwards. So you can see, the opportunities. This is the 5-minute chart. From the open to this, 57 down to 51. So I've been at $600. And then this build up from here to this high with $900. Now, obviously, you're not going to catch the bottom of the top, very bottom, very start. But even, if you just decided to get in here because we're still on a red trend from Friday and caught this, a good portion of this, and then got on this buy signal and kind of kept riding it up, you could be up $1,000 tonight. Yeah, oops, see, there, big bounce off that SMA line. Let's see how far it goes back up. Remember, we got in at that last trade at 43.74.75, and it's back up to 43.73.75. So right now, if we were still in that trade, if it wouldn't have stopped us out, we'll be down $50 instead of the 200 we lost. Looks like we're starting to squeeze, a band squeeze on the UB. Be interesting to see if this bounce takes it back up to the support resistance line. We are now back at our entry price on that ES. So Right now, if I was still in that trade, if we would have used the slightly below the SMA line for a stop loss, we will be back in the profit now. That's always kind of frustrating. Now the question is, we can see this kind of a U shape forming, which is always an interesting pattern because it really does usually represent one of two things. You got if it breaks this, now you're doing two support resistance levels. First this yellow line and then the white line. And if it rejects off this white line, it's what's called a double top. And if it rejects off, that's a good sign that you're going to go down. So you're watching whether to see if you can break through this with some authority. You also have a Bollinger Band right about there. So you actually had 3 points of resistance, 4 really, because you have the EMA sitting. And they're all within the next 5 points. Now 5 points on the ES, it might not, it could take, it's taken from the last hour, it's moved up 5 points there, back down 5 points. So, it could take an hour before it even thinks of getting there. Those of you that are joining me, that are still here, thank you. Please feel free to say something in the chat. Say hi. Say whatever. Let me know there's somebody live out there. It says I have 5 viewers on Twitch right now. It says I have 0 viewers on YouTube. It's kind of surprising. So see how this hit this yellow line again? We're now basically bouncing off from the SMA to the yellow line. Bouncity, bouncity, bouncity. And nothing else is going on. Everything's sideways. You can see everything's sideways. Sideways, 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 sideways. I hope you'll join me for my next stream, which will be Tuesday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully I'll have a rhythmic login. I keep trying, but it's not working. Want to get this gauntlet done. Want to get funded. start making that dollar. Let's look back on ES. Yes, we'll still be in that trade. We'll be right around break even. If I had moved my stop. This is one of those trades that might have lasted for hours. Saw a trade, I think it was on, is it on copper? Let's look prior week. Yeah, look at this, yeah, here's one, copper. This one would have lasted 3 hours. This one would have lasted an hour and a half. There was one I saw though, I don't remember if it was on copper or where it was. Oh, here, maybe this is it. No, this doesn't look like it either. 17. No, there was one that would have lasted like 6 hours. Maybe it was natural gas. But yeah, it was one trade that would have lasted 6 hours. It's a long trade. Most trades last less than 10 minutes. So we do have a sell. We have natural gas trying to pull down. Sell in the 2 minute. Excuse me. So watching this. Not much to say right now because I don't even know if anybody's listening. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Maybe I am talking to myself. Wouldn't be the first time. So here's that sell. Did I miss this? I try to say because of the. I don't. I don't remember missing that sell signal. But anyway, it looks like I missed a sell signal in copper. This line right here. So we want to see if it gets below that there again. When we have the EMA as well. But it is below the SMA. Well, I jump into this. See what it does for the rest of this 1 minute candle since we have like nothing else to do. Check back on ES. So look at it. Yep, ES is trying to push back up again to that resistance line. Copper, gold, and platinum all kind of look the same. Hey, here's a sell signal on platinum. I haven't even set up a. Let's do 2010. See if we even get filled. This probably has like. It has 14 volume on this candle. So we're going to sell. Almost did it again. It's right at an SMA line, so it's probably a bad idea anyway, but hey. So, okay, so this is one of the advantages of a. Oh, and one of the advantages of using a sim is the fact that it filled me right away. And I don't even think NinjaTrader would have filled me right away. But you sort of get that. I mean, we took a 2-tick slippage, but it filled me right away. Even market orders, I mean, yeah, sometimes it was a market order, but even market orders and low liquidity don't always get filled right that second. So we did get filled with a 2-tick slippage. So we'll see what happens. On Kappa, Copper's pulling. Copper went backwards by 1. We'll still get in if it comes back down, continues to come down. Let's see. Let's mark off our trades here that we might have taken. Let's see the 2-minute chart actually called this big move here on copper earlier. I'm really starting to wonder how often, because it called this move as well. If you look here, you know, this is kind of, let's mark these off. Boom. Well, here, let me do this as well. Let me move this panel up so we can watch our trade positions. There we go. We're 3 ticks down on that platinum. So, oops, I did that the opposite way. So we'll move it over here. Got in here. There. So let's do this again. Short. And there. So that would still be open. These two would have been winners based on the plays off of the 2 minute instead of the 5 minute. Whereas you can see the 5 minute would have led us into losses both ways. This one's maybe still a winner. We'll see. Platinum. That's right. Platinum is $5 a tick. So we were actually, our slippage there was actually 4 ticks when we entered that trade. So that was pretty big slippage. And it is hugging that SMA line. Yeah, you can actually see up here. You might be getting blocked by that Restream logo, but you have the buy as you know the bid and ask is 4 ticks. Uh, 4 ticks difference. Actually, I have no idea why, but it I am using limit orders. I'm not sure why it's filling me right away. Should be. I didn't hit market. I hit limit. Interesting. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Does it tell me? No, it says I'm using limit orders. Interesting. There's no way that should have filled me like that on a limit order. I've been using limit orders all night. So that might be one of the issue with using TradingView's paper trading. It seems to be a little bit more unrealistic than like NinjaTrader Sim. I'll have to compare it sometime. So if we were still in that ES trade, we'll still be in that ES trade and we'll be in profit now again. It's kind of frustrating, isn't it? It's still trying to stair step up to this yellow line. So we'll keep an eye. We'll keep watching it, just out of curiosity. See if I got out of that trade too soon. Platinum, 6 ticks down. Our stop loss is 10 ticks, so we're close already. think. So copper just hit that profit target based on getting entry on the 2-minute chart. When I get off stream, I'm going to probably go through the whole last week and look at the entries on the 2-minute chart on copper and compare it to the results I got using the 5-minute chart. You can see here on my spreadsheet, 45 and 27 last week based on for 20 to 15. Then 20 profit targets, stop loss 15 ticks. So that would have resulted in 495. Which, okay, like I said, again, I can't be on 24/7. I wish I could, but fortunately, I have to find ways to sleep and still make money and all that other stuff. So, but still, 495 times 1250. That would be $6,187.50 in profit if I could have got every tick. Now, okay, let's be more realistic. First of all, 495, and let's say we did 45 trades plus 27 trades, 72 trades. And let's say we took 2 ticks of slippage per trade. So let's say we lost 144 of those, minus 144, 351. Again, times 1250. That'd be $4,387.50. Now let's say you can't trade 20, it's 22 hours a day. So let's divide that into 3. Let's say 7 hours a day. So divide it by 3. Been $1,462.50 on one contract. Now, my goal is eventually to trade at least 3 contracts. So it's still been back up to $4,387.50. The gauntlet I'm doing will allow me to eventually trade 9 contracts. Do I ever envision maybe trading 9 contracts? I don't know. If I constantly see these results each week where it's showing me that I'm winning 65% of the time at the 1.33 risk, the reward to risk, then maybe. So what's 9 contracts? Well, it's times this by 3. That's $13,162 for trading 7 hours a day. Assuming I get this, and that's even assuming 2 ticks of slippage. It's there's so much potential here, and obviously this is just pipe dreams right now. I gotta actually get to this point, but it's possible. If I made $13,000 in a week, I don't know what I would do. And of course, you got to also remember that there's an 80-20 profit split. So times zero point 0.8. So it's $10,000 after the profit split. Put 50% away for taxes. Oops. Divided by 5 times 0.5. Still $5,265 after taxes. So that's fun to think about. Meanwhile, back in Gotham City, that ES trade still playing with us. We're still only 2 ticks down on platinum. Ain't much else going on. Oops, compare symbol. Platinum and gold. Ninja, ninja, ninja. Natural gas. So we got the sell signal earlier. Oh, that's a 2-minute. We still haven't gotten it. So that would have been a good signal right here on natural gas. And you see, this is what I do. this is how I do everything. You know, when I say I mark off the trades I would have taken even if I didn't take them. So I look at this 5-minute chart here. It sent this buy signal to 10. I would have waited till this candle closed and got in on the 2015 time frame. So, and that's 5.7.01, 5.701. So bring up the 2-minute, 2015. So it'll actually be a 2014 candle here, right there. I would hit this long position. I hit the settings, put in the exact position, which I said was 01, I believe. I believe I run a 20 tick profit, 10 tick stop. No, 30 tick. No, 25. That's right. I've been trying to perfect it. I think it's 25. Is that platinum? I don't remember now. Let's go with 25 for now, and then we'll look back. So, and then just hit OK, and then it shows me where, you know, if this would have went to profit, and it did, and that would have been a great trade. So let's quickly look back. Oops, wrong button. That's what I wanted. What was I running here? 2040? Really? 2040? Really? Is that what I decided on? Looks like that's what I decided on. Is that really what I decided on? Yeah, it is. 2040. Okay, so let's readjust that. Let's see if I would have went to profit. And now you get to hear how I talk to myself. So 40 by 20. So that's a 2-to-1 profit to loss, or reward to risk. And as you can see, it did hit that profit target as well. So now at a 2-to-1, it means I only got to win 1 trade out of every 3 to break even. That's a good deal. I mean, if you look here, you can see that it's weird because there's 3 numbers here: wins, losses, and what this was in ties or break evens. This would have went, I believe what I set it at is that when I decided to go to 30-10, or I'm sorry, 40-20, that if it got up to 30, I'll start trailing it. So that way, if it goes 30 in you know, on natural gas, that's, you know, 30 ticks is $300. So if I'm letting something go that deep, I'm not going to take a loss on it. I'm going to start trailing it. So those 10 were ones that would have went to 30, but they never reached 40 and would have pulled back. So if we just take out those trades, 36 wins, 34 losses. So, and then during high volatile times from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern, I would run 60-40. So as you can see here, this is a great example of using a good reward to risk ratio and how you can be almost break even. You see, ignore that 10, so 36, 6, that's 42, 41. This is almost break even. I mean, not break even, this is almost 50%. One win more than 50%. And yet, and I didn't count these in this number here. And yet, if I would have taken every trade that week, all those 80 some trades, I would have still gotten 860 ticks in profit, or $8,600. And that's just by having about a 50% win rate. So I haven't actually, I traded natural gas once on Sim. I haven't really started trading it yet, but I'm definitely enjoying the analysis of it. And I think there's definitely some profit there. Somebody mentioned it to me on the last stream, and so I dived in. So we can look at this. And it's also I've been actually playing it off the 2-minute. I did all those stats off the 2-minute last week on natural gas. So let's just see here. I think this one would have ended up stopping me out. Let's see. And natural gas also, it's not real liquid this time of day. There's another one you got to watch the slippage on. So let's move this to 40. And then let's watch. Let's see where it gets to. Follow, 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 follow. Oh, see, there. Got the 32, but let's see. It closed at 67, got down to 60. So this got to 37 of the 40. So this would have been one of those ones that, so this would have, I probably would have, I believe I wanted to start trailing at 10. So this would have came back and gave me 170 in the profit. Which would have been, I mean, losing $200 off the top kind of sucks, but it's better than letting it go to there and then basically stopping out there for a $300 loss or $200 loss. So it would have got the 37. You know, I could technically, if I wanted to, I could also check to see if maybe I get a couple more wins out of going to just let it 35. And I might test that at some point. That's a 1.75 reward to risk. We're now 8 ticks into toward our 8 ticks toward our 10 tick stop loss on platinum. So it looks like that's going to stop us out. We shall see. Again, you know, I'm taking trades that I would not have taken in the gauntlet. I would, you know, I would not have taken this trade, this platinum trade, in the gauntlet. We're hugging, you know, very illiquid right now. We are hugging an SMA line. I took it based on the signal, but the signal's not always good, and you got to look at your other factors. So I would not have taken this trade in the gauntlet. What's ES doing? Up, ES finally would have stopped us out. So after all that trading, you know, all that waiting, the better idea would have been to get out here, and then if it rebroke here, get back in. But now it looks like it's going to dump down. Okay, this is not stopping me out. Did I forget to do the? Okay, I must have forgot to do a stop loss. I'm confused. Oh, no, there's the stop. Stop should have stopped me out at 128.6. I'm confused. No, it didn't. Maybe it just didn't fill. That's very possible. It's very possible it didn't fill. Is it a limit order? It's a stop order. Those are usually market orders. So that should have stopped me out there, but so far we're still in the trade on platinum. And Q and ES both pulling down. Probably wrap this stream up in the next 10 minutes or so. Platinum trying to come back. So maybe it was lucky it didn't get stopped. Yeah, this is an interesting little chart here on gold. 5 minute, you can see it's interesting because you see how it curved down here, and it hit both the SMA and the EMA, and it respected both really. You can see it following the EMA back up. The SMA is basically running horizontal, but it hit both. Never breached them really either. I mean, breached by a couple wicks or a couple ticks, whatever, but it's following the SMA back up. So it's really interesting how, they do oftentimes follow these moving averages. You also have this resistance line that probably really doesn't matter anymore. You now have this is your high of the day, I believe. Yeah, it's the new high of the day right there. So, if you had rested an order, say, as the SMA was coming up here, rested an order, because this was here. This candle started up here at 59.5. The SMA line was down here at 58.7. So if you rested an order right about, say, 59 exact, and with a stop loss of about, say, 10 ticks underneath, you could have caught this bounce at 59 even, and we're back up to 59.6. Went up to 60 on this candle, so that would have been a 10 tick profit right there. Now, 10 ticks, if you rested a stop loss at 10, it's not only been a 1-to-1. So, band plays, you can try, do that, because sometimes your band plays isn't going to run a whole lot. But you do have, this is the resistance point here where it double topped. So it should have this much to run as you're watching your bands as well. But, I mean, 10 ticks, if you're willing to do a 1-to-1, if you feel strong enough that you can get a better than 50% win rate off your plays, that 1-to-1 can be done. Our platinum has gone gold. No, sorry. Platinum's now 2 ticks in the profit. So we'll watch this play out on platinum for a little bit. See if anything else pops up for probably end this at 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 my time. Oh, it's gone backwards again. No, probably got to do that for a while. Oh, copper. What's copper saying? Well, copper's giving me a buy on the 2-minute, or it was. Let's pull it back again. See what it does. Let's see. Gold. Buy on gold as well on the 2 minute. So we have gold and copper moving up, which kind of probably means we're going to see platinum go back up as well. They sometimes run together. Not always. Gold and silver run together more than gold and the other metals, but there's correlation sometimes. Crude also moving up. Gas is sideways. Russell is sideways. ES sideways. Well, that's NASDAQ, but same difference. See, again, it's just hugging this SMA line as it moves up. Like I said, if you played this bounce at 1759, you would now be over, now be 11 ticks in the profit and with a high of 13 ticks. Platinum still kind of 3 ticks down. Back to break even. I mean, it's interesting to see what this bull market in crude does to gas prices. Looks like this platinum trade might last all night. See, I mean, here's the I mean, I liked when I started looking at the platinum. First of all, if you look at Friday, was it Friday? Was it Friday? Well, oh, here. Here, it was Friday. Look at this move. Pretty much from the open on Friday. Well, from here. Right around midnight my time. So 1 a.m. Eastern. From here, 980. And it just kept, I mean, it really, I mean, it had a couple pullbacks, but I mean, it just curled all the way up to, 1041. So 980 to 1041. If we bring out our good trusty futures calculator, 980, 1041. Calculate. That moved $3,000 in, oh, what did I say? What here? And this from here in 8.5 hours. That's a pretty awesome move. So that's why I really started trying to pay attention to it because it was weird because none of the other metals did that. They didn't know none of the other metals were mirroring that move. Gas, big move upwards there, but we should be one tick from stopping out on platinum. Oh, wow. We were one tick from stopping out on platinum, and it just came back down to almost break even. I'm confused. Made this big move upwards, and then next candle it just plopped back down. So it definitely looks like platinum's harder to trade in the evening, although, I mean, earlier in the evening, this would have worked. Okay, we're on the 2 minute here. And if we're doing 20 by 10, let's see. Oh, what? Yeah, that would have stopped me out there anyway, I think. 10:23.7. Yep, I got it right. So that actually would have stopped me out before it would have went. So sometimes having those tight stops isn't as good, but it would have. I mean, from here, 10:23 up to 10:32. I mean, that's 5 points, $50 a point. Is that right? $50 a point. So $250. Okay, for some reason this isn't stopping me out. Right here, this should be a stop out. So we'll close it. I'm not sure why it's not stopping me out. There we go. So we ended up at 174.12 plus that mistake trade earlier on the bonds, which was another 60. So about $240 or so profit for the night. And it would have been better if I'd been on the gauntlet because there's trades I wouldn't have taken, like this platinum trade. But overall, it's a decent night. Shame it wasn't on the gauntlet. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. Next stream is Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific. And we shall talk to you all then. Have a great night. Have a great Monday. Have a great Indigenous People Day. Have a great, if you're Canadian, have a great Thanksgiving. Bye.